Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Now today we'll be doing something a little different. Virtual reality. So this game is called F-14 Carrier World. Now, it is on VR, it's on VRchat. It's F-14 Carrier World. Now, it has a couple of things to offer, including a TP menu, screen with some cameras. Now I will be going over controls. How to fly, which I'll go over in this video, and kind of updates, which they actually a couple of days ago added a new carrier, which this plane has a wide variety of planes. The planes include the F-14s on this carrier. We have two Harrier jump jets on that one, a Black Hawk and a V-22. On the airfield over that way, there is some Su-27s. I forget. You can choose between skins. So currently I am in. Let me show you. That's okay here. So I'm in kind of like a ground crew skin, which I can. It does come with little batons. I can change the color of my suit. I like yellow personally, but yeah. So comes with that. Real quick, I'm going to put it out. It does also. There is a community called the Black Aces. This is not sponsorship, but I'm just saying. Very large community. I have not joined it yet. I'm thinking about it. They do what it says here: dogfighting, air racing, formation flying, and acrobatics. Thinking about maybe joining that. Got some credits here, so I'm gonna put on the Black Aces. There we go. The uniform. So I'm gonna get into a Black Aces plane. Again, not sponsored. I'm just saying I like the plane. So your controls. Your throttle will be with this joystick. You'll push your trigger and your throttle. This joystick does the joystick. Now, a lot of people get this wrong. So you see on there, it's a little box with that little X. The X represents where your joystick is. That little line, a lot of people don't know this. So there is a rudder. That's what that line represents. The way to do the rudder is you just kind of drag out this way and drag this way. A little confusing, but yes. So when you get in flight limits, I'm not really sure how that works. I just turn it off. It's better to do if you're doing like slow flying or low to the ground. You can't keep you from doing dangerous stunts. So I'll close the canopy. So it's your trigger buttons for that, your side trigger button for these two, and your main trigger for this. So it also has this Pro, where if you click that, see if I can't find it. Somewhere in there, there's a refueling tanker plane that you can actually refuel on, and I have not. I somewhat did it. It's kind of difficult, but I'm going to put this on catapult. You'll see why in a second. So I'm going to give it a tiny bit of throttle. I'm going to taxi over to here. So once you get the hang of it, it gets easier, but wait till you hear that little click, you're locked in place. So I'm going to give it full throttle. Sometimes it glitches a little bit. You can kind of hear that, maybe not. But make sure you have it on gear. That's important. So what you're going to do, that catapult, this is for some of you who probably most likely know what this is. For those who don't, on carriers they have that little hook there. The plane will hook onto that, and it uses air pressure to shoot it off that way, allowing the plane to take off faster, basically. If I get any facts wrong, please do correct me in the comments below. So, you're going to take it, you're going to click catapult, and you're going to click gear, and I'd say turn off flaps to gain speed. It's not super realistic, but flaps do help you turn, and they help maneuverability, but when you want to gain speed, just kind of disable those. Now, when you get to 550, the wings do fold into the folded formation, about 68 degrees, I think, and when they're out, they're about 20, 25 degrees. So see how it kind of turns slowly, but if I turn flaps on, you get a much smoother turn. So they do have flaps. Now I'm going to go over some more of this stuff. So altitude hold, self-explanatory. Just kind of hold your altitude, like it'll always go back to a centered sort of bit of flying. Cruise, just hold your speed, but it can be buggy sometimes, so I'm not going to enable that. Flares. Look behind. I'll spin so you can see it better. You have flares. Now the reason you have these is because you see you have long AAM and short AAM. Both of these basically mean it's AAM means air-to-air missile. So you shoot this, it'll shoot out a missile when you lock onto somebody. Now there are signals for when you do get locked onto. It will say, "Hey, you're being locked onto," and it'll say something or have some sort of tone. For the MiGs, it says something in Russian. I don't really know Russian that great. I mean, I know a little bit, but not a lot. But it'll say something. But yeah, so basically that's your missiles, and you get locked onto. You can use flares. Now, if it's long air to air, you could dodge that maybe. Short air to air, you're practically dead at that point. I have never really survived many short air to air missiles. Not really that great. Now, okay, so I'm gonna get in this plane now. These planes that are already aligned, you can do that. Very loud. We're just gonna catapult off. These planes do have very good maneuverabilities. They're very realistic. These don't really, besides the throttle and the stick, these don't really do much besides this here though. That works, and I think these work. Yeah, so some of the components do work a little bit. Some of them are kind of more standstill, but yeah. So that's really neat though. Like these, I don't know if these are entirely responsive or not. I could be wrong. At least if I have this right. This is altitude. This, I don't know the name of, but it like checks to see how if you're level or not. So if I turned on altitude hold, that'll go level. This is airspeed, and I want to say this is, I'm gonna get this wrong. That's either Mach or pressure. I'm most definitely wrong. Heck, that could be airspeed for all I know. I don't. This could be airspeed. I'm probably wrong. So please do correct me on that, because I'm still learning. Now, before I definitely didn't crash, I was going to go over some other things. Now, we covered about everything here. Brake is self-explanatory, just slows you down and just kind of does that. I'm gonna have flaps. I'm about to turn flaps off, but hook does your tail hook. You can actually land on the carriers with the tail hook. Very difficult. I wouldn't recommend trying to do it first go around. Here's what I was looking for. So this is the KC. There's either 10 or 20, 25 extender. You saw this little line going up from the wings. You will hook onto those with your probe, and it'll slowly refuel you. Now, I'll show you most of the planes in this video, but first, I want to show you this. So if I'm going to slow down, apply some brake, choose a random target. Now, you can't actually get in these AA guns that are down here. I'll fire on these bombs. So you can use two things for your bombs. Get low enough, you can use this, or you can use that little diamond with the dot. The dot says about where the bomb's going to land. So I'm going to try to line it up. And the bombs will drop, and you can destroy the AA turret if you have good enough precision. That's bombs. I'm going to give it some more throttle. There is also a gun. Now, this UI here, you'll see it among popular games in VR. It's used, it's made, I think, it's made in Blender or something, but it's used a lot. You'll see it in like Modern Airbase and other good VR games. This one has to be the best of them all, but besides that, pretty good game. Now, I'm going to attempt, and I've only attempted twice because it is very difficult. Like, I'm still kind of new, even though I got this like a month or two ago. Still not easy to do. I'm going to try to land on the carrot. It's weird because what you want to do is you'll go around those oil rigs and face that way, but that's not the proper approach, is what I realized. You really need to learn the game first and how to fly before you get this down. You need to learn the basics. Now, they do have games with prop planes. I might try those out. I might try a multiplayer lobby in this video. If I say something wrong, I highly doubt I'm going to fix that in editing because I don't watch my own videos. I just see how well they did. So I'm going to drop that. I'm going to do hook, gear, and flaps, and I'm going to brake to get down to about, I'll say 300. Should be good. Probably not at all. It's a little too slow. Oh, by the way, I want to show this before I land. The realism in the game, because I'm going pretty fast. If I open the canopy, it is gone. The canopy just does that. So, you can't close it. So, once you open it, it's gone. Try to land. Now, I am recording this on the 30th, so this video will probably be out 31st Halloween, maybe, depending on how fast I can get to edit. So we're gonna go to that right there. Definitely did not crash. So these are your planes. You have Black Hawk, the Osprey, and these two. Now with these two, it's a little different. So you have everything about you had last time. Probe, outhold. Now there's one new thing. VTOL angle. The way to do this is some people try to go like up. That it's a little confusing. I just do like that. So I'll click and drag it. Now the throttle on these does not work. You see it's going up, that little thing, that's throttle. It goes up, it doesn't really work too well. What you kind of have to do is ease it. You don't have an animation, you have to rely on that, which is what I do. You can see the rudder animation you have now. You kind of do this, then you'll go to about 45 degrees and kind of keep it down. When you get to 100, you can do that. Now, you pull up and it starts going down, just go to 90 degrees, let it even out, and then go back to 0. A lot of times you'll probably forget to do gear and flaps, that's fine. Now, I will address, so you have a couple of things. So, now this has air to ground, so I can use my joystick, click to lock on, double click to fire a missile. The missile fires, boom. So you see how it says 80, or it has 1 right there? So that 1 is, I believe, my air to ground. Yeah. So now I have no air to ground. Now air to air. Yeah, I'll walk off of that. Okay. So air to air would be the 4 right there. I have 4 air to air missiles. The 80. So this doesn't have bombs. No. It has something very much different. And you've probably already seen it. You're probably waiting for me to test it. So I'm just going to kind of test it on the aircraft carrier, because you can actually destroy other planes that are on the ground with these. So I'm going to engage it now. Rocket pods. So I'm going to slow down. And this is what I was talking about there. It has a much more defined. Now that's your fuel too. Watch that always. So I'm going to slow down some more. Brake. If you want, you can change your VTOL angle. Do that. It might lag a little. And I probably destroyed a lot of those planes. They do respawn in about 4 seconds, but yeah, so now I have 66 rocket pods left. So this would be your Harrier. Okay, so yeah. So basically, you have that, you have all the different planes. So we went over this. I want to go a little bit in more depth about the air to ground real quick. So it kind of like, you can, I don't really know how it works exactly, it's a little weird. You can just move your right hand to do it, but you'll like zoom in, and you can move it. I don't really know what if it's like violent movements that move it back. I'm a little undecided on that, but I'll just zoom in for like example though. If I wanted to shoot that, lock on, double click, but I can't really do it on ground. But yeah, so that's that plane. The Osprey, B-22 Osprey. It's just like the real one. You close the canopy. It does have a cargo door that you can open up. You can actually put cargo in there, but it has seats. So just to fly this one, what you would do, you would see those propellers. So they're already in the up position. So like the Black Hawk, which I'll go over in a minute. You just kind of lift up. And I might save the Black Hawk for another video because that is a whole different subject in its own little place. So you do that, and I'll start to kind of pitch back. You can correct that by putting it forward, and then you go to about 45 degrees and lift gear. Then I get started, it'll move. And when you gain to about 100 speed, so look right there, and it'll go up, and I'll explain what all these mean in a minute. So get to about 100, and you'll see you can slide it down, and you're flying. Real simple, real easy. It has a fuel basket, so like on the refueling plane, it holds like a little basket. You can't really see it from here, but it has a little basket, and you can refuel planes like that, like the KC-130 or whatever it was up there. I forget what I said earlier, but whatever I said, that, like that. And it has that, has altitude hold, has about everything else it does. Flares to a little bit cooler, shoot out both ends, but yeah. Now to land, you can't land like this because these will hit the ground. So you kind of have to go at like a 45-degree angle if you want to land like this. If you want to land like a helicopter, just do a 90, do a 45, and then when you get there, do a 90, but maintain about 100 speeds, the best. If you can't, and kind of lower it to 90. If you can't maintain 100, maintain between 90 and 100. And try not to exceed or whatever under exceeding is. Like I exceeded there. Now this doesn't have brakes though, so it's a little bit more difficult, but land, butter. And then you can just pull, I guess, back on the stick for like a little bit of a brake. Now you can also do gear on the ground. I don't know why. But yeah, no, if you try to go to 0 degrees, it'll do that. And if you try to go forward with it like this, it's going to start to bounce, and it depends on, like, you try to do it on the carrier, you lose HP there, which you can see, and it'll do this, basically, and you will most definitely die. So, if you can somehow save it, try to do this full throttle, and when you get to about here, 45, if you can save it, it's not likely that you'll be able to, but that'll happen. Reason I'm here, though, so you have the MiGs. Now, the MiGs are more agile. They do have thrust vectoring, so basically, they also can do this. I don't know if this is thrust vectoring. If it is, then yeah. So when you pull up on the stick, these will move. Thing is, though, the engines will move with it. So if this moves, like you're turning and these move like this, the engines will also move like that. Gives you a better turn kind of radius. Well designed. Here's the problem, though, with it. you have to get used to different controls. So you see, flares will be here. Now they're here. You don't have like a direct up, or you have a direct up, but you don't have a direct down. So you have to kind of like, it's a little bit more difficult, but you can take off so much more faster with it. Here's the other thing though, because the other ones, they do like a tone. This thing, listen to that, you have to learn Russian now. Not fun. If you know what it's saying, tell me in the comments, but you have to learn Russian basically at that point. It also has a probe though, comes out that side. Sometimes I get that mixed up because I think that's the probe. But, no, it has a probe too. Very good plane. There's a trick, I haven't learned entirely how to do it, but you have to like do flaps. You can pull up, basically, and stall. And you can like hover it. Now I haven't learned how to do this yet, but now you look here though, you see the engines. If I turn, that nozzle turns with it. So it gives you an extra little bit of control. And if you want to try and take at it, you can either do a plane. Helicopter's probably easier. I think that's what it's made for, like the V-22 with the Black Hawk, but you can use this tunnel here, fly through it. That's about it. Really, at the moment, there is a Chinese weather balloon up there. If you want to, I don't know if you can you lock onto it. That's actually a good question. Let me see. You'd think you would. I have never tried. No, you can't lock onto it, but you. Well, you know, you can't lock onto it. You can shoot it though. And oh, you can pop it. I did not know that. So apparently you can pop it. I don't know why they gave this thing such a powerful gun. It sounds like it sounds like a Galley Avenger, basically, but my voice sounds a little runny. I've been a little dry-throated recently. My throat's kind of dry, it's sore, and no, but this game's also fun. If you want to try it, you can do flaps for more control, and you can try to, ooh, I misaligned that horribly. You can try to do stunts, like flying through these bridges. I'm highly expecting myself to crash, but ooh, there we go. Somehow I made that, but very realistic things. Now you might want to adjust your height. Make sure you if you're sitting down, it's best to play while sitting down. Like I'm in sit mode at the moment because you can change in VRchat between stand and sit. Standing's okay, sitting's best, but you want to make sure your height's good, or else you won't be able to see some of the stuff up there. So there is that. Okay, so now to go over your main HUD here. So it says it here. These numbers up at the top are your heading. This is your rate of acceleration and deceleration. So if it's negative, it'll mean you're going down at this many feet. I want to say per second. This is your current altitude. This is self-explanatory. It's just your health. Flight path indicator. So this is your gun. This is where you're heading. I'm actually learning a little bit for the first time here too, since I've been playing for a while, but I don't read this board. Flap, self-explanatory. You may say gear sometimes. I don't know. So yeah, joystick inputs. So we went over kind of this in the beginning. Throttle, air to air, the longer kind of one. Air to ground is the little spearhead looking thing, and bomb, self-explanatory. Now Mach. This is your how fast you're going per Mach, which is the speed of sound. So there's that. So this is your airspeed. This is your ground speed. It also has G-force too. G-force and I cannot read that. Something G-force. Can't read that. Your angle of attack. So that's kind of like, I guess, degrees. I don't know. Again, I'm kind of new to all this, but then you have your airspeed, your ground speed. I'm guessing this is cruise target speeds. Okay, yeah, so when you click cruise, this is where it's going to try and keep your speed at. And then it's in knots. All that's in knots, so not miles per hour. So keep that in mind. Yeah, your smoke. So you can kind of move your hand in that XYZ coordinate area. You want to look at this, you can. So here, I'll keep it up real quick. See that? That's pretty much all there is to it. You can play music if you want to. I keep that turned off. But yeah, credits here. Great people. Keep updating the game. It's an amazing game. We need more. I just noticed that. I don't know. I just noticed that, but no. But it's a great game. Needs to be keep updated. But like I said, I'm gonna save the Black Hawk for another video. Now, this will also help you a lot. If you need to get around the map, you can press A on your controller and then your like joystick here, and you can fly around. And if you want to just go straight up, you can press A and then your left joystick and you go up. And then you can just engage it with your joystick without pressing jump again, and you can fly. And that's how I've been getting around ship to ship in between cuts of getting these aircraft. So this will be all your F-14s, and then that's your helis and VTOL aircraft. And apparently the balloon does respawn. See it up there. Besides that, though, that's about all there is in this video. Feel free to like and subscribe. It took me 2 days to make this, specifically because I ran out of time on the first day, so that's why I kind of cut. So at the beginning of this kind of part of the video, you'll see a little cut, and for me flying the Harrier to just this, so that's probably what you'll see. I also kind of crashed. But yeah, so that's the video. Great little static displays though. Great game. I guess they removed it, but you used to be able to pick up a frisbee from here and you could throw the frisbees. This might not be a completely updated instant I'm in, but and you also have the this here, so yeah. So that's about it. It's gonna be a very long video, so you don't have to watch it all. You can skip through it, but yeah, I'm running out of things to say, so I'm just kind of using filler stuff. Thank you for another video. I will see you in the next video. In the next video will probably be me checking out AIM XR, which is a great shooter game. So thank you again for joining me in this video. Now, if I will probably, when I get the AIM XR video out, I will pin it right up there. Or it might be, it's either going to be there or there. I can't really see too much, but my hands look a little weird when I'm sitting down. So, yeah, but it'll either be there or there. I don't know. So, see you next time in the next video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you.